fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Rev Deuce, level 50. Got my name on my hat, got my level on my hat. Finally made the jump, and the reason is because in today's video, we're going to be going through the Tribune, which is a level 50 ship. And many of you go, well, is that even worth doing? In today's Star Trek Fleet Command, well, I am going to talk about it. I personally am very happy to get the Tribune, and I actually come from a paradigm that the game is shifting in a way that really encourages horizontal gameplay. Now, that doesn't mean that Scopely as a company enjoys horizontal gameplay. They want you to level up because leveling up gets you closer to paywalls. But if you slow down and focus on acquisition, you'll notice the game, especially when new content rolls out, might be a little bit easier for you. That said, the age-old question for a long time has been, should we skip the 50s? Clearly, I have opted against that strategy and picked up a Tribune, and we're going to talk about why and how I'm going to be able to effectively use this and how high I plan on taking it. But the burden of unlocking this, number one, comes down to the overall cost of the Tribune, which is admittedly quite high for all of the level 50 4-star epics. How high, in fact? Well, this might scare you off already. Right there. 1 million Romulan, Klingon, or Federation faction credits, depending on which one of the ones that you want to go after. Clearly, I went after the Tribune. Now, I will say this. I do think that the Tribune is unique in that it has a very, very strong ability, and obviously it's going to have a cheaper repair cost than a 5-star ship. So if you wanted to use a ship going into 5-star, this is going to, as soon as I get done with it, it's going to help me against silent hostile grinding. Even better than what I was doing before. Even Zindi grinding. I'll show you why in a bit. But that 1 million faction credit cost is going to run a lot of people off, and I understand that because it is honestly too high. Like, literally, if Scopely, if you watch this video, let me know. What is y'all's excuse for it being 1 million? That doesn't make any sense, but whatever, it is too high because you need 650 blueprints and the cost is high to get there. That said, a lot of players are taking their time. I've said this on live streams that there are more players at level 39 than there are between levels 51 and 70 in the entire game. So if you look at this going, wow, that's so expensive, don't worry, you've got time, and I promise it'll be worth it. At least I'm excited and I'm happy, so it's worth it to me. Also, quick note, I should have said this in the very beginning, but we are redoing a lot of our older ship-specific videos. So if you want to see a specific ship video, because you'll notice on my site or on my YouTube channel, they're gone, comment down below. Do you want to see the original Enterprise, Augur, ISS Jelly, don't do that one, Valdor, etc.? What ships do you want to see a specific video on? The ones that get the most likes, so somebody comment Enterprise, and whoever likes the most, we're going to rotate through those because a lot of those videos I had were like 3-4 years old, so they're quite outdated with crewing and such. So let's talk about the Tribune. Let's go over initial cost to begin with. Now, I've taken my Tribune to tier 6, one piece away, tier 7. You can see I've got my bottleneck right there. But how much in general does it cost? I'm going to do the raw cost because it does depend on your research, but here's what it cost me to get to tier 5. Raw cost was 76,000 uncommon 4-star crystal and 159,000 uncommon ore. But I do want to point out that it was not near that much because of all the new researches that you have in the 40s, plus what you have as you level up through the buildings, etc. The holodeck, for example, actually decreases the amount of ship parts that you need if you're leveling your holodeck. So this is a raw cost before all those researches get applied in. And as you can see, yes, it is a little bit high. For me to go to tier 7, then if I was to switch from this one, we would go to tier 7, and you see we start needing rares. But that's predictable, and 1 million battleship parts. These ship parts are going to be a big thing, but this is also why we stress the Bajoran loop, the Voyager loop. Where does Rev get all of his ship parts? Those 2 loops. Like, I do Bajor religiously. We do those solo armadas on stream all the time, and then I do my Voyager turn-ins religiously. So I don't miss those. That's helped a lot with these ship parts. And if you want to go in further, remember my method is 579. 579. Why is it 579? Tier 5 to be basic at everything, but not super great. Tier 7, get that extra officer spot and everything. Be really good armadas, better warp range. Tier 9, go above and beyond. Let's talk about the basic stats of this ship, though, compared to other ones. So it's tier 6, 146 impulse. It is a little slow, but you Augur fans out there, Well, it's faster than your auger. So suck it, augers. But 146 impulse, but a warp range of 262 here at where I currently have it upgraded. Compare it to, say, my Pylum. When I click around and find it, there's the Pylum. Compared to my Pylum, which is at 247, though obviously faster, being an interceptor, better impulse speed. So, whatever, yeah, so I should go to the right this time. But 262 warp range, I'm able to get out deeper, farm more things, and do more things. And it's also going to perform better in armadas. Why do I love the Tribune so much, you might ask? It's the ship's special ability, Fire Barrage. It is, in my opinion, one of the best abilities in the entire game. See, at tier 6, it's now up to 3. Now, if you noticed, we actually looked at the open build page. It said +1. Well, that's before we did this, like before we leveled it up a little bit and dropped a little coin on it. Well, not money coin. I dropped no money on it, but I did spend a lot of uncommons on this SLB. So we took it to tier 6 and now it's +3. Now, why does that matter? Because, and I'll show you some logs, abilities like Miles O'Brien or Chakotay stack with that ability. Now, it does require burning to make that happen. So here's Miles O'Brien for 3 rounds, has a 50% chance of increasing shots at Armada by 100%. Then you come back over here, Barrage. As long as the opponent is burning at the start of the round, Tribune increases the number of shots by 3. So it makes him a fantastic, this is an amazing Armada ship. It is very good, and it actually will out damage, out DPR ships several times stronger than it because of its ability to create multiple shots and then take advantage of things like criticals and hull breach. So if we could take a look at some logs real quick, just for an example, we'll have to scroll down to what we were doing last night, which was a lot of solo armadas. Here's me doing a Borg solo 58. I was not able to do a 58 before this, but I'm able to punch up to a 58. And you'll see, well, there's Neelix giving me some, lovely burning there. So you remember that the firing pattern of this ship is actually only, 2 shots in round 1. However, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots in round 1. With one of those being almost a 100 million shot, thanks to criticals and hull breach, and the 90 million there. So as long as Cisco can actually get the criticals up and going, this thing punches really, really hard, with round 2 being its potentially hardest punchable round, because in that round, it natively shoots 10 times. We actually have a few different logs that we did last night where I shot 40 shots in round 2. That's nuts, y'all. That's a lot of firepower. And as much as we talk about isolytics and criticals, and all those are important, when you can actually just hit something 40 times, you're putting in more damage than just having a critical modifier. Critical modifiers are fantastic, by the way. We don't complain about critical modifiers. Everybody wants a critical modifier. But if we're talking about what actually takes you to that next level, what helps you be that stronger player, well, that's how. You see I'm hitting a bunch of freebooters here, did my grinding, but we did a lot of things yesterday for these, and there's our exchanges. I'm looking for the Dominion solos real quick on the list. We have so many of these. But yeah, we've done a lot of these, and we found pretty consistently that if you want to have big damage, like you want to really put in the good work, you want to have a Tribune. So I'm going to show you an example here, and this is going to be like a baby example. I would probably call it, I would call this a baby example. Here's a baby example. So I'm putting it on the screen. This is from our friends at Spox Club, who are doing amazing stuff. Can't wait to show you some of the cool things that they're going to be opening up here within the next couple of months. But this is actually without Miles O'Brien. This is running Chakotay, Neelix for burning, and I put down almost 1.5 billion damage on this Jem'Hadar flagship. Now the Coronar, who did have Miles O'Brien, put down 950. My Coronar, by the way, is tier 7, so it's a pretty strong Coronar. But even then, with the better crew, you see the Tribune putting in a lot more work. And that is kind of what you're looking for. You go into your battle summary here. Shots fired, 156. Now keep in mind, that's with the Coronar that has a decent firing pattern, putting off 107. I have almost tripled the amount of shots that I got from my Pylum running a standard 5.6 con crew. The power of the Tribune is in its ship ability, which makes it an amazing PvE and Armada grinder. Now in PvP, well, the answer is kind of obvious. Is it solid in PvP? It is, and honestly, I can, probably, depending on the ship, take down a classic run of, say, one of those dirty North cuts, those Federation ships. But PvP is what it is in today's game, and that's this. PvP is this crew. Now, with flocks coming out, there might be some better counters to this, and keep in mind that you actually do have other options if you go into the Battleship Strike Team officers like Shax, for example. If we can find Shax, so you have Shax right here, who has special delivery. If the enemy is burning, increases your isolated cascade, so you can combine that with your Strike Team La'an. So I could put this there, and actually let's just put a full team there. As you can see, put that up there, and then put Una, and then we'll swap this around. So something like this, and that way you're getting a burning ship with the below deck ability. I want to call it burning, and you're getting this ability right here, decreases their shield deflection ability, and then your isolated boosting. So you have multiple ways to run it in PvP, but PvP is what it is in the game, right? But the biggest thing the Tribune is going to give me, and I'm so excited for, is boost in armadas and against these specialty hostiles because of its ship ability, which makes it superior, in my opinion, to the Hegtai or the Enterprise A, because both of those ships have meh abilities. That's just my personal opinion. So if we sort by shipyard level, let's scroll all the way down to the Enterprise A and to the Hegtai and to the Tribune. Plus 2% crit chance against with hull breach. I mean, meh. It's okay. I mean, it's not that great, especially when we have all these officers today. Enterprise A, plus 1% damage when morale hits. And I promise you, if you level this thing up, it don't get much better, right? Like, the Hegtai and the Enterprise A were so bad that when they rolled out, Scopely actually had to boost their base stats so that people would actually use them. Whereas the Tribune has always been great thanks to this increasing the number of shots when burning. And now that you have Neelix as a below deck officer, or you can just simply use Giorgio or Nero, however you get burning going, this thing is a beast. I love it. I'm excited. I love unlocking new things. Let me know what you want to see in the next video, because we are going to be doing several of these while we also do new content for y'all. So I hope you're enjoying them. I love the Tribune. Encourage everybody to get it. And yeah, I am no longer the skip a ship guy. Like, I'm not skipping 50s to go to the 53s. This game demands that I have everything for my level. So you know what, Scopely? I'm going to slow down. I'm going to have everything for my level. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuce, that's me. Appreciate every single one of you. We outie. I can't wait to see you on the next video and the live streams.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.